Welcome back, everybody. Thank you for joining me here today so that we could discuss Who Killed WCW. This is a 4-part docuseries from Vice. It chronicles the rise and fall of WCW with an emphasis on the decline and the death of the company. Full disclosure, I was a teenager during the Monday Night Wars. Me and my friends would always watch the first hour of Nitro. We'd tape the rest of the show and then watch Monday Night Raw live. And so I witnessed all of this. I went to quite a few live shows at the time. So this has a real personal meaning to me. So I definitely connected with it more than maybe your average person would. But wrestling was so big at that time. It was difficult to go somewhere and not see an NWO shirt or a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt or a DX shirt. So this was a real cultural moment for wrestling. And so I think a lot of people are going to connect with these documentaries about the Attitude Era in professional wrestling. So nothing in here is really groundbreaking, or there's not some shocking new development to bring out, but there's obviously a nostalgia factor, seeing all these people and hearing these stories and kind of being taken back to that time, is cool for me anyway, and I'm sure it is for a lot of other people. But at the same time, this stuff has been covered so much. Podcasts, books, documentaries, fan videos, shoot interviews. There's so much information out there. There's just probably not much left in the well to keep going back to for this. So this is more just kind of a definitive telling, more or less, from a certain perspective. You're never going to make everybody happy with something like this, because obviously some people are going to think Bischoff is more to blame. Some people are going to think Russo. Some people are going to think, that Hogan and Nash and Hall and the guaranteed contract and the favored nations and all that were responsible. But anyway, I'm trying not to talk about it, but I love talking about it, so I'm trying to stick to my review of the show. I thought it was well edited. I thought it was super slick and polished. It was always interesting. The interviews were great. They picked good subjects. Of course, there are people that I would like to have seen here that aren't here, or even people that are here but hear more from them. But I think they did a good job, and it goes by so fast. This is such a dense topic, and it gets kind of rushed through here, but it's still pretty good. I mean, I really enjoyed it watching it. If you're not familiar with the death of WCW and you're not a big wrestling fan, or you're just a wrestling fan but you don't know that much about the history, or you're learning about the history, this is a really great piece, because it does cover a lot of stories. And yes, it leans heavily pro Eric Bischoff, but the dude he borrowed the concept, but he's responsible for the NWO, which was what kicked off the Monday Night Wars, which is what kicked off the Attitude Era, which is what made wrestling into what it is now. So you can, on the scale that it is now. So you can argue that he made a lot of dumb mistakes, and he did, but he does deserve credit for doing something that nobody else could do. And Kevin Nash brought this up, and that's beat Vince McMahon. And he did it for 83 weeks, so it's hard to criticize him, but I like this. I thought it was always, like I said, always interesting, always entertaining, super nostalgic. It was great to hear the stories. I liked when they would tell a story and then we would immediately hear from everyone involved. So it's not like you hear something on a shoot interview and you've got to go fact check it somewhere else. It's all here. Goldberg and Bill Goldberg and Bret Hart, fantastic. Vince Russo. I think the Vice said bro 535 times or 300 times or something like that. Anyway, this was entertaining. It was well made. It was informative. Whether you're a wrestling fan or not, there's entertainment to be had here. And it was great going back to the Attitude Era. Definitely made me feel old, but it was really cool. So I definitely recommend it. It's such a breezy watch. It goes by so fast. But that's my review of Who Killed WCW. I definitely highly recommend it. If you want to check out more, you can go to my movie review playlist right here on YouTube or my website, markfusion.com. But until then, thank you for watching this review. I greatly appreciate it, and hopefully I'll see you soon.